Hi there, and welcome to Wine Searcher. Today I'm looking at a bottle of wine I was delighted to find in a wine shop recently. A bottle of Gianni Gagliardo's Roero Arneis. It's a 2019 vintage. Roero is an area in Piedmont in northeast Italy, just across the Tanaro River from the Barolo producing region and the town of Alba. Right in the heart of the winemaking region there. Gianni Gagliardo, I believe, started making wine here in 1972. He joined with his father-in-law, Paolo Colla, who already had vineyards and was making wine. The pair of them sort of built up to become a commercial winery at that stage until Paolo's death in 1981, when Gianni took over, renamed the winery in his own name, and today his children are helping him with the winery, both in terms of winemaking and marketing. As a producer, they're most famous for producing Barolo from Nebbiolo. They produce quite a number of other Nebbiolos. They also make really quite good Dolcetto, Barbera, and as well as a white from Arneis, they make Favorita, and they also have another winery that makes wines from Moscato. So they cover a spectrum of wines there, but probably they're most famous for their single vineyard cru Barolos. Anyway, so today the Arneis. Let's have a look at this. We've got a fantastic pale colour there, lovely lemony. The style of Arneis tends to be that it's made without too much intervention. They don't like to age it in oak or ferment it in oak, so temperature control, cool fermentation. It tends to grow best on the cooler slopes, probably largely because actually the warmer slopes in this region they want, because in Roero you can actually make Nebbiolo as well, and that would favour the warmer slopes for the red variety there. But the variety lost popularity for a long time because it's actually quite a shy bearer. The translation of Arneis is little rascal, evidently, so it's quite tricky to grow. So the wine is not showing production aromas particularly. There's a lovely lifted floral, almost limey sort of note, sort of lime flowers, quite pungent and quite distinctive. Tasting it, lovely fresh acidity. In general, producers here will block malolactic conversion just to keep that tart malic acid, the sort of acid you find in bitter apples, in there, and it's certainly got that pungency there. There's a special note though with Arneis to both the texture and the flavour. You've got a sort of a slightly creamy texture, but there's also quite a bit of body here. It's a medium-bodied wine, but it's got a bit of texture to it in terms of phenols, and people describe it as being nutty, but nutty in terms of like hazelnuts with a slight green edge to it. Under the nuttiness, you have a delicate sort of fresh white peach and pear sort of note, and those floral aromas are still there. As I say, mid-weight. This has 13% alcohol, so that helps round out the finish there. The flavours last. Really quite nicely. The finish is, mouth-watering. That freshness comes right the way through, and the finish lasts well. But it's not complex. It's quite linear. It doesn't develop enormously. Taste-wise, I'm finishing with that lovely nuttiness. And actually, in terms of food pairing, I'm just thinking you could pair this with, other nutty elements, things like certain mushrooms, say, I don't know, white garlic sauce or something, or alternatively some sort of cheeses with nutty notes as well. Because it would just cut through both the sauces and it would help with the cheese there. So yes, Arneis, a grape variety you don't very often see, but produced in Roero can produce some really interesting whites. recommend having a go. Cheers. Bye now.